Greetings, friends. This is Quinn with Web of Life, and I am here with Elizabeth and Hako/Jacob, and we are the three oracles. We just pulled some animal cards to prompt our messages, and we drummed together, and now you're going to hear our collective messages from the animals that we picked for that purpose. You are needed here, we're all connected, and thank you for listening. The card I picked was Spider. There is also, between the three of us, a collective card that's picked, and that's Salmon, so I will end with that. But there's a similarity for me between the spider and the salmon, which is a certain kind of knowing that's built into their bodies, into their species, about what to do. So with spider, and of course the spider spinning the web, there are some people who are afraid of spiders, I think mostly because they think of themselves maybe as the fly in the web, not wanting to be eaten by the spider. So for anyone with that fear, I understand. And for a moment, imagine yourself to be the spider. In our bodies, as spiders, we have the thread that weaves the web. We know how to weave the web. We make a web for ourselves to gather the nourishment. And you may hear the wind behind because it is a very, very windy day. And most webs don't stand up well in wind or for other reasons. Sometimes a web gets taken down by wind or humans or an animal walking through. And the spider has the web framework in our bodies, and we know how to spin another web from scratch and or also to fix an established web that already exists. So if ever you are unsure about how to go forward, the message from Spider is trust what's in your body. You know what to do even if you forgot. Now for salmon, the salmon is born, is hatched, is a small little fishy in a stream. And then when it's old enough, it goes out to the ocean. But the salmon knows how, out of all the streams that enter the ocean, they know which one is the one that they grew up in. As a species, let's say, that if we think of ourselves as a salmon that knows how to get back to some trueness or home within ourselves, those of us who have been separated from our deep connection, we have been moved or made to forget that salmon wisdom is innate. It is never fully taken away. And none of us are getting out of here alive. We will go back to the earth and back to the water, and our words, our essence, including our body, does go back to feed and nourish future generations. Thank you.
Hello, this is Elizabeth, another oracle. The animal that appeared for me was squirrel. There was a beautiful scene of an oak tree with the multicolored leaves all on the ground. And there was a little altar. And on the altar, there were frosted cupcakes, cookies, and candies, and all kinds of goodies. And the squirrel said that in the past, squirrel has been very tempted by these goodies. And he showed me his squirrel family that had been eating a lot of the goodies, and they were no longer alive. So Squirrel wanted everyone to know not to be fooled by the beauty of those goodies and the taste of them. Instead, to go for the acorns. So the squirrel was showing me where the acorns were and was picking them up and burying them, and offered another reminder: don't forget what matters. And that could be applied to those sugary sweets as like a mirage before you, and they may taste good while you're eating it, but can lead to future issues. And also not forgetting where you put your acorns. And Squirrel said it's vital for your survival that you not forget what really matters in this life. There is a sense of humans being forgetting and being kind of lazy about remembering. And so I felt relieved that Squirrel offered us that reminder. The next was salmon, and salmon was swimming in stagnant waters. And salmon said that humans are becoming slow and forgetful and fearing change and losing their vibrancy. So salmon was saying, remember the flowing waters. Remember what matters to you most. And I leave you with those messages.
Greetings. This is Hako. The oracle I'd like to speak about is elephant. An elephant in relation to salmon. Some of the commonalities. Each animal has a different take on memory and experience. Salmon has a very strong species memory, very detailed, very complete map of the territory that its particular lineage is a part of. There is not a lot of room for individual additions to this memory. There are individuals within the large population that become exploratory. However, they begin their own lineage of memory. Elephant has strong memory. Elephant has strong memory that is tied to migration routes similar to those of salmon. However, the memory of elephant allows for the addition of individual experience that carries over from season to season. So I think that both creatures experience memory in ways that are affected by humans at this particular time. Salmon have been confined to farms. They have been caged in and live out their lives without experiencing the migration. Elephants have been caged in and live out their lives without the experience of migration. In memory, we can find freedom. In memory, we can find escape from confinement. Thank you.